We got it.
Somewhere.
You know, I don't know about this doctrine of assassination, but if he thinks we're trying to assassinate him, I think we really ought to go ahead and do it. It's a whole lot cheaper than starting a war.
And then you went and corrected it, and you said this. Here's your correction.
Right. I didn't say assassination. I said our special forces should, quote, take him out. And take him out can be a number of things, including kidnapping. There are a number of ways to take out a dictator from power besides killing him. I was misinterpreted by the AP, but that happens all the time.
You did say assassination. Was that a mistake?
We did I've got a wonderful news team. They did a 5-minute analysis of Chavez. It was just brilliant. It ended with him saying, the United States is trying to assassinate me. And what I should have said was, we ought to accommodate him, and kept my mouth shut. Instead of that, I said, went ahead, and then I went on from there, and I said, well, the special forces should take him out. But my premise was, and this is so important, I don't like to go to war. I see young men maimed. You all were talking about that earlier in the show. You know, this cartoon is so obnoxious. We've spent $200, $300, $400 billion in Iraq. Wouldn't it have been better to have targeted Saddam Hussein? Wouldn't it have been better to have targeted Adolf Hitler? And I just think that we ought to wage war against the dictators.
Should Chavez be assassinated?
Well, one day he's going to be aiming nuclear weapons, and what's coming across the Gulf isn't going to be Katrina. It's going to be his nukes.
So would you feel better going back to the original comment that if he were assassinated, the world would be a safer place?
I think South America would. He has got hit squads. He's a very dangerous
man. So you're
man.
not taking back the comment. You believe assassination of Hugo Chavez would be in the best interest of the world.
Rather than going to war, one day we're going to have to go to war. I'm afraid if he continues his policy, you know. But I don't know. I wrote him a letter. I apologized to him.
But wait a minute. If you're saying you apologized to him, what you just said seems to contravene that. Because you just now said you think it'd be better if he'd be assassinated.
Alan, the whole thing we've got to deal with is that one day, if he continues his course of trying to mobilize Marxist powers in South America, it's going to be
It's very popular with this country.
Well, yes and no, but he does.
He's building up weaponry against the United States, isn't he?
He's also calling for the destruction of George Bush. He calls him a war criminal.
So you want him taken out?
Not now, but one day, my premise is, and I think, you know, until that comment came out, everybody thought Chavez was a fellow having to do with the table breaks in California.
One way we could say is the world would be better off without him where he is, because he is a danger to the United States.
Extreme danger.
We got a break. We'll come back more with Pat Robertson. We'll talk about his new book.